Hi! My kids are starting to wake up, but I wanted to record this last video on what books I have on my shelf for crochet, okay? I am newer to crochet than I am knitting. Okay, I am back. So I was just sharing what I have on my shelf as far as crochets, so crochet books. Now, I am fairly new to crochet. I fell in love with it, okay? And I don't know if I've told you before, but I knit continental, so it was a very easy transition for me to crochet. To be honest, when I started crocheting, I was like, oh my goodness, this is so great. Like I felt like I had already knew how to do it. That's how it felt. Okay, so what's on my shelf for crochet? So number one, I'm going to tell you, is the Granny Square source book. This is probably my number one. I love this book. And ones like it, there's probably better ones out there. This is the one I like to use. It not only does it show you your basic crochet stuff, it also shows you the granny squares and creating those different shapes that you might want to create. So this is like the book that I always kind of go to whenever I am creating something. I am working on now, yeah, this is just like kind of the basic granny square, and I forgot what it's called. I'm gonna have to look it up. See, this is me right here all day. I'm like, what is this one called? But look at this. It has like these cute little rainbow patterns. And I mean, if I looked at it, I probably could figure out what's going on. But it's nice to be able to open a book and be like, oh, okay. Okay. So this is like the basic, oh, they call it the classic square. And that's exactly what I would say. It's classic. That's this right here. And once you get going, you can make a ton of these. They're great to create all kinds of stuff. I love the idea of creating something with just squares. And so that's what I've been working on right now, is just kind of creating one of those granny square, like, I don't know if you call it a cardigan. I guess so, a cardigan. I'd like to have something to wear on the beach. I don't know if I'm going to be done with it or not. But that's what I've been working on, and I've been using these. And then also, I did not get this from that book, or maybe I did, but this is one of the I think it's called the Willow. I'm not sure. I just started playing around with some stitches that I found in the book. That's what's so great about it. You can kind of look and see what can be created. And I think this is the Willow. I don't know. I don't know the name of this one because there's some different stuff involved in it. I think it is, but I'm not sure. So, but this is what I went from doing this to doing this like in the same day, and understanding what happens and how to create the shape that I want to create. And this is the book I used. And I know this is backwards. I'm sorry, you guys. Granny Square Source Book is the name of the book. And it has 100 contemporary patterns, and you can mix and match. And that's the idea behind the book, is that you can kind of create what you want. And I did look at reviews on this. I absolutely love the little apple. And I do like the idea of creating a beautiful granny square and framing it and giving it to somebody as a gift. So this might turn into like a teacher gift to somebody that I work with. But it is just, I like this book a lot. Some of this stuff is a little bit hard to follow. I usually look at the graphs. Like I said before, I'm a math person. I love graphs. I like diagrams. I like pictures. I like to be able to understand what it should look like. They've got pictures. They've got graphs. They've got directions right here. So that's what I actually can follow just this and create that. I don't need to read this. And I don't know what that means, but this makes more sense than this sometimes. That's just how my mind works, I guess. And so, like I said, this book is definitely worth, in my opinion, this is what I grab when I'm about to create something. All right, the next book that I'm going to talk about is one that I thought I would be grabbing more, but I'm not. and I'm being honest. But it's the Complete Photo Guide to Crochet. It's the 2nd edition. I don't remember where I got this from. More than 400 large colored pictures. That's what I always look for, is the colored pictures. There's the book right here. I think I got it used at a bookstore. I think I did. And like I said, I thought I would be grabbing this one more because it kind of reminds me of the Vogue knitting book a little bit, but I'm really not. I know, that's sad, but I'm really not. And when I do grab it, it's almost like I don't really need it because the Granny Square book gave me so much information. It is a great book. Like, it does go through, and I do use it. I do grab it every once in a while, and it is on my desk. It's just not one that I grab like a lot. Like, it does go through, and I do like the fact that it shows pictures of it, of the stitch, or the, what do y'all call it? Hook? But I do like the fact that it does that. I just wish it had more. I probably should have researched it a little bit, but I wish it had more like lace, because I really like lace work. And in fact, I saw this one design and I started playing around with it. Let me see if I can get it. I thought it would be cute as like a headband for my girls, but it's like this ivy look, and I thought I could do some like little purple flowers and make it into like a little headband. But it's just this beautiful. I wish it had more stuff like this in it. Like, I guess this is lace. I don't know. I don't know what it would be called, but I really like the idea of having something on the end. And it does go through some like designs like that, and it has lots of pictures in it. I guess I'm not disappointed in this book. It's a really great book. I just feel like it's not the one I grab. I always grab the Granny Square book, and I don't know why. I guess because I'm making something with Granny Square, probably. But like this one, I mean, it's a really great book. I guess if I only had this one to look at, I'd probably look at it more. And it does go into other things like flowers and all kinds of stuff. And it does have like a border section. Maybe I should just look for a book on like borders and stuff like that. All right. So the next book that I'm going to talk to you about, and I haven't used it yet, but my son, he's standing right here and he'll love that we're talking about it. I bought this for him. No, you can't. No, you can't get in the video. Okay. All right. So this is his, he knows, how many Pokemon do you know? You don't, like, he knows over 100 Pokemon. Go. Come on, go. And I got this book so that I could learn how I could create some of these Pokemon characters, and I haven't used it yet, but I'm going to, and I can't really review it because I haven't used it, but I've read through the book, and so when I've read through it, it lays it out really nicely, and it also creates like a little grid to show you how to, like the face part, like if you're going to use felt. And I feel like once you learn how to make an amigurumi, you know how to make it all. So like, I feel like I don't really need this book, but I needed the ideas because I don't really know all the Pokemon. But it does give you 20 cute crocheted patterns, and it is just specifically for the Pokemon, and it's because my son. But that I can't recommend it. I can't recommend it based on what I've looked at in it. It does a nice job, and I feel like it shows very good pictures of what you should have in the end result. Like, even it shows pieces, like this piece should look like this piece should look like that. It's a really great book, and I will definitely review it a little bit more once I've used it more. But amigurumi is what I initially started out wanting to make. So I had bought this little book so I could get a better understanding of the little, how to create the animals. And I think I got this at Joann's, and I didn't get it on sale. I remember. So I got it at Joann's. The kids were with me, and it was just a grab. Like, I wanted to grab it. I'm going to say this book is cute. I wouldn't recommend it unless you just want something quick to throw in your bag. The main design of each of the animals are exactly the same, basically. I mean, there are some, actually, you know what? I've used this book more than I've used my Pokemon book. I think with Amigurumi, though, once you, like I said before, once you understand the construction, you don't really need a book. Like, you can create your own little animals and own little shapes. But some people need patterns to follow. I guess my reason why I wouldn't recommend the book is that there's not a whole lot of, like, there's not a whole lot of pictures of the construction. There's just pictures of the end result. But I guess there shouldn't be. Like, there doesn't need to be. But they could have added that in there. I feel like the book was overpriced too. It was like around $12. And you only get a few little, I mean, you get 26 items, but after like looking at it, I just needed like a baseline, something to look at. But the bodies of the little animals are exactly the same almost for all of them. And I don't know. I don't think it's worth $12. Like, I feel like 5 to 6 maybe, but 12 was just way too much for what you get. Like, versus the Pokemon book, yeah, you only get 20, where that one's 26, but you get like some really interesting like characters when you're creating it. Like, there's some new shapes that you're learning how to do, and then they're describing it a little bit better, like with pictures. So like, I mean, this is a very, I feel like in Amigurumi, this is a complicated part where I have to follow the directions to create the shape of the face. I'm sure I'll eventually get to where I can do it, but right now, as I'm like learning it, this book kind of describes it a little bit better than the one with pictures and with the way they go through the steps. So you can kind of see, they show you what each piece kind of should look like. So, and this one was, see, this one was $20. So this one was overpriced for what you get because it was like $12. This one, I feel like it's a good price, but not something that, I feel like it's a good price for what you get because this is Pokemon. I mean, animals. I'm sure 20, I probably could have gotten a book and created them on my own, but I thought it would be cute to get it anyways with that, because then it would, it's exciting for my son to see this book because he likes it. So if I were to pick one to go through or buy, it would be the Pokemon book because of the body constructions are all so different. Like the first one is very similar to these body types. So you could really just take this book and all the unusual shapes of all the Pokemon characters and create pretty much anything you want because of the type of animals. If you're familiar with Pokemon, the animals are all so different. I mean, some are similar, but the bodies are so different. So it would be, this is like a bunch of stuff all in one book because they're all so different. The characters are all so different. So you could technically take, I don't know, one of the like turtles, because there's a couple of different turtle type animals, and you could actually just make a turtle with it instead of making a Pokemon using those colors. Okay, so, and then there's like fish construction. If I were to go back in time, I would have just bought this book and would have skipped over this one. That's what I'm saying. I hope that's not too negative. I don't know. All right, so once again, those are what I suggest for crochet. So let me narrow it down. If I were to start purchasing a crochet, a crochet book, and I wanted to create animals. It sounds silly, Pokemon. Choose the Pokemon book because you get more bang for your buck, more different shapes for your buck. Pokemon. The other thing is get that granny square book so you can get an understanding of how and what's created by those shapes. So these are my two that are would normally be in my bag. Like I said, I haven't followed the directions to a T with the Pokemon yet. I've only kind of tinkered with it. I have created some turtles before using the book or using something similar to it. So this is like a turtle I've created using kind of similar, I don't know, ideas throughout the book. And then the granny square book. This is what I kind of carry around when I know I'm going to be crocheting. But if you are not crocheting with granny squares and don't expect to or want to, I would get a book similar to this. Like I said, this one's a really great book. It has great pictures. It's just not what's in my crochet bag. So anyways, if you would like to know what my crochet bag looks like, it is this bag right here. It is my grandmother's old knitting bag. I like it because it opens up real wide and it stays open. Has those metal things in it to keep it open. These are like, I don't know if she made it or if she bought it from a yarn shop, but she had it for years, and I love it that it got handed down to me. So, because she was a she was a knitter, and she created a lot of things that we have kept and that my children have worn too, and I just think it's great that I get to carry her around with me. Anyways, I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming to my channel. Please like and subscribe, and I will continue to make these videos, okay? Bye, my friends in Fiber Art Land.